I recently went to go and see Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat on Westend, and here is what I thought of it. So on the 24th of August, I went into London with my family and we went to the London Palladium to see Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. This is the programme. You've already seen it. It's cute, isn't it? I love it. It's great. Nice and classic. A few disclaimers before I carry on filming this video in terms of my setup. Obviously my window is right there. I've mentioned it several times, so it's going to be brighter on this side than it is this side, but also it's a very, very hot day today, so my windows are open and I know that isn't filming etiquette, so I'm sorry if you hear any road noise or cars or lorries or the lorry that woke me up this morning and made me not fall asleep last night. Love it. So it's been a very long time since Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. That's really hard to say. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat has been on Westend. I think they shut the doors even before I was born. I'm pretty sure. So it's been a while, but I'm so happy that I actually managed to go and see it while it was on this time around, this year. The story obviously hasn't changed. It's exactly the same story as it was when it first came out. Years ago, but obviously there are a few differences, and it being 2019 they have kind of suited the show so it fits in with this time era, this period in time. So even though this show came out when I wasn't born, and I know that because my mum and dad actually went to go and see it when Jason Donovan was Joseph, I still grew up on this show. I loved it. Growing up, me and my sister had the VHS of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. So hard to say, oh my gosh. And we used to watch it all the time. I honestly am surprised that it didn't like break at the end of the day, because we had it on repeat so much. I loved it. It's honestly my childhood, and we must have done the story in Sunday school and we probably watched the VHS there, and that's probably where the love of it started for me, and I was like, I love Joseph. And honestly you do kind of forget that it is a Bible story. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because it's been like turned into this theatre show and it's got a DVD, well, a film, you do kind of forget that it is an actual Bible story. But I loved it. Growing up, used to absolutely love it. I know all of the words to all of the songs. I have memorised every single scene. I know it off by heart. And I love it. Obviously with me watching the film growing up and it just kind of being embedded in my brain, I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't like the theatre show. I was nervous that I would just be a bit disappointed because I love the Donny Osmond version so much. So before the stage show actually came out this year, they did at least one performance prior to kind of promote it. I think it was on Britain's Got Talent, but I also feel like there was another one. I don't remember. But basically, my first opinion on that wasn't great. They were like 3 weeks into their rehearsals, so obviously it wasn't going to be the best performance in the world. I mean, they did alright, but in terms of how the show was being promoted, I was like, oh great. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I really don't know if this is going to be a waste of a ticket. I was so used to the movie, it was kind of like a bit of a shock to see it like that, and I was like, oh, is this going to be what it's like in the actual stage show? But thankfully, obviously, they've rehearsed a ton more and it is so much better than what we saw on the TV. I really liked it. Obviously, there are some points that I wasn't too amazed by, but overall, it's great. I think they did a really good job of telling the story and suiting it to this time of life. So going on from that, they have really kind of modernised the show. Obviously, the story is exactly the same. They can't really modernise the fact that it's set in Bible times, but they've kind of integrated, is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. But the kids are more involved now in the stage show. Before, obviously, in the film, if you've seen the film, it's like a school assembly and they're telling the story to these kids. Whereas in the stage show, they've actually got a certain amount of kids and they are embedded in the story. So instead of them just sitting back and watching, they're in the story, which is amazing. But in terms of modernisation, they've added like projectors in there. The narrator gets out her phone sometimes sometimes, usually to operate the projector, taking selfies, that kind of thing. And I do like that. I do like the fact that they've done that, because otherwise I think it just wouldn't have worked, wouldn't have fitted in with the times, you know? So the set design was really good. It was actually really simple. When I think about it, they didn't overcomplicate things. The one set that I think was the biggest in terms of a lot more stuff was the Pharaoh scenes. But obviously it's Pharaoh and he's got tons of stuff, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, they kept the sets really simple and it worked so well. It was really clever how they transitioned from one scene to the other. They had these like blocks that the kids sat on and the kids were moving them around, and it was really cool to see, and they kind of lit up as well. They had like drapes that they attached to like some stars that were hanging up, and they moved upwards to kind of create tents. And yeah, I just thought the set designs were really cool. The scene transitions were nice and smooth. Some of the things that I really liked about the set were some of the props. The sheep that they had were fake sheep, obviously, and they were on skateboards, which was cool. Same kind of lines. They have a camel, 2 camels, but they're on like bikes, like tricycles. You have to see it to appreciate it, but it was really funny. And also in the Pharaoh scenes, they have 2 statues on either side. They look normal, and then once Pharaoh starts singing, they get guitars and they're like singing along, their mouths move. It's just really funny, their heads move, and there's so much going on that you kind of, if you see something, you miss something else, and vice versa. And I don't know, I just really liked some of the props that they used. I think it was really clever and humorous. We love a bit of humour. So obviously the characters were pretty much exactly the same. There weren't any additional characters, which is good, because I mean it's an actual Bible story, so I feel like if you were to add characters to it, it just wouldn't have worked. But in terms of character portrayal, I actually really liked the majority of the people that they chose the people that they chose. So as I said before, the children were being used as part of the story, and it kind of showed that they were trying to tell the story to the kids by having them act out within it, and I just loved that. I really loved that they included the children into the characters. The portrayal of the brothers were really good. I don't know why, but I feel like the brothers, the group of brothers, have always been my favourite. Even in the film, I just love the brothers, and I love the brothers' songs. I don't know why. But yeah, the portrayal of the brothers in the stage show are really good. All of them are talented, all of them are amazing, and they're hilarious, they're funny. So, brothers did a good job. Well done. Pharaoh obviously was Jason Donovan, who played Joseph like years ago. Yeah, it was really great to see him play Pharaoh. He did a great job. He made it hilarious, and I loved Jason Donovan. And we actually got to see him in the stage door, which was great. The narrator was played by Sheridan Smith, and I'm going to be honest, there is no point beating around the bush here. I'm sorry if I offend anyone. This might be a controversial opinion. I don't really like Sheridan Smith. Just putting it out there. I only really know her from Gavin and Stacey. I mean, I don't think she's an amazing singer, an amazing performer. She's not bad by any means. There are definitely worse people out there, but yeah, I'm just not fussed by Sheridan Smith, I'm honest. If I'm honest. Say it right, Becca. So when I first heard that she was going to be the narrator, I was a little bit like, oh, really? Couldn't have picked anyone else. But actually saying that, she was alright. In the play, she made it funny, and she was playing along with the kids, and she actually played several other characters, and she didn't take it too seriously either. She didn't take herself too seriously. She did a good job. There were a few times where I thought she hit a bum note or something, but nobody's perfect. I hit bum notes all the time. But yeah, she did a good job. I still feel like maybe they could have picked someone else to do it, but she did work well within the show. And finally, Joseph. Oh my gosh. Joseph was played by Jack Farrow. I don't know how you say his last name, but his first name's Jack, I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh, he is so talented, absolutely amazing. I thought he did a really good job of portraying Joseph. His singing voice, he gave me goosebumps. Love him. He is an amazing performer. That's all I have to say, honestly. One of the best Josephs I think there is. He was just great. And the fact that no one really knew who he was going into it, that they picked someone completely new, I loved that. At first I was like, oh, it would have been nice to have someone that I knew, but actually he did the best. So one of my favourite things about the show itself, just the whole theatre show, even the film, is the songs. You can't deny that the songs are the best bit about Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. They're so catchy. As soon as they started playing, I was like jumping in my seat. I was like, yeah, this is great. I love this. Obviously I was a little bit nervous that they weren't going to be performed well enough to my standard, but they were. And I really enjoyed them. Really enjoyed them. You just can't not, really. I will say, at the end of the show, there is like a dance party, and there usually is. There was when my mum and dad went to go see it. Honestly, it was great. Dancing was amazing, songs were amazing, like I loved it, I screamed all the way through. I was like, yeah, dancing along, singing along, it's great. I do kind of wish they were not as choreographed as they were. Like, I feel like if they were more natural, relaxed, kind of like just doing their own kind of thing, it would have been nicer to watch, it would have been funner. Is that a word? It would have been a lot more fun. Does that make sense? Is that grammatically correct? I'm not sure about that. But it was alright, it was good. I still liked it. I just do wish that it was a bit less practiced, a little less choreographed, so yeah. Overall, my two favourite performances are Close Every Door and those Canaan Days. Close Every Door, oh my gosh. Jack did an amazing job. Is his name Jack? He did the best job with that song. It was so emotive and dramatic. And oh, he gave me goosebumps. Some of the notes he hit, I was like, you are amazing. Oh my gosh, he is so talented. That performance, hands down, the best. Oh my gosh. My second one, those Canaan Days. I don't know why, but I've always loved that. Always have, even in the film. I just love the song and I love the performance of it. In this stage show, it was so simple. They didn't really have many props. They just kind of had seats and tables, but not many of them. And it was funny to see how the brothers interacted with each other. It was just really funny. I don't know, it's one of those scenes where it's supposed to be dramatic for them, but it's just hilarious for the audience because they make so much fun out of it. Yeah, it was just really jokes. I don't know why, but I loved that performance. It was really good. So, my overall thoughts on the theatre show. I really liked it. I really did. I was nervous at first that I wouldn't, and knowing that I wasn't a massive fan of Sheridan Smith, I was like, oh, it's gonna be bad. But actually, she did a good job. All of them did a great job, and the stage show is good. I have been listening to the soundtrack non-stop. Just the normal, I think it's actually the Jason Donovan soundtrack where he's Joseph that I'm listening to. I will say, I still think I prefer the film. The film just holds a really special place in my heart, and it just is childhood, honestly. It really, really is childhood. I wouldn't say personally for me, my personal opinion, it's as good as the film is, because Donny Osmond, that version is just really good. But it was really good and I recommend seeing it. I'm glad I managed to go and see it and it was good. Thumbs up from me. Oh, double thumbs. That's a good sign. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this review. I just kind of talked from my brain, which usually takes a while because I like to go on tangents. But I think this has been alright. I don't know, not done a review in a while. Let me know in the comments below if you have seen it as well and if you liked it. But yeah, try and stay positive in the comments though, because I don't want anyone coming at me for not really liking Sheridan Smith that much. I'm sorry, but it's just my personal opinion. Like, I'm allowed to have an opinion. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and press the subscribe button to see more videos. I don't know if this video is coming out after all of my Salzburg vlogs have come out or in between, but just to let you know, I'm going to Devon again. I'm going to Westend again and I will be vlogging it. Yeah, all of the links to my social medias and everything like that will be down below, and I'm about to sneeze, so I think this is a good point to end the video. I can't speak today. But yeah, thanks for watching and I will see you guys in my next video.